Hi, everyone. I wanted to come today immediately after coming home from the Renaissance, the movie, and and unpack some things. I dressed, and actually I'm going to share with you still images because, that would only be appropriate. So this is what I look like. Me and my daughter went today to the AMC. Okay. I still got the shirt on. I think I look better here than I did there. I'm going to scroll down. Okay. And I saw it in Dolby. They handed out this. I highly recommend seeing it in Dolby because you get the feeling and it costs the same as if you saw it in a regular. And I'm going to put it like this. It really has like this nice little reflecting thing. I am absolutely going to put this in a frame, and I have some frames at my office. So that's going to do that. The cups, which sold out. I'm kind of low key glad. Um, the 10, the 10, the Renaissance. Okay. Delightful. So that's what it looked like today. And I want to go through some of the highlights, and then I'm going to kind of go to um, some of the highlights. And I did not share with you my experience of first going to the concert. So I think that would be important. My first night going, um, I hold on. My first night looked like this. Look like this. I look like this. I had green and pink earrings. I thought I looked super, super fly. You couldn't tell me nothing. Okay. With the red, yes. You could not tell me nothing. Is it possible that I could? And then with the hat, yo, right? You couldn't say nothing to me. Love the sunglasses, love the entire look. I got my hair braided specifically for that because look, I did not want my hair to get sweated out for sure. My godmother bought the hat. When we got there, you walk in, the hat, I'm in LA. I just want to put that out there because we all up in this film. Okay. Then we got here. We looked together, super fly. When we got there, how about the funniest thing is some woman, first of all, my godmother is very personable, right? So she's trying to figure out how to get in. And some woman was like, so she's just asking this woman, hey, did we get in right here? And she goes, the woman was like, uh, sure, you can join me. And she turns and looks at me. She's like, is she hitting on me? I'm like, yes, ma'am, she is. It was hilarious. This is what we said, right? I will zoom in. DJ Khaled is up in the building. Okay. So I think it was important and nice to know that in the film, she does not mention DJ Khaled or any of the heterosexual individuals that were showcased at different parts of the city because she had different DJs. And what she showcased was those who were of the LGBTQ plus community in the film. So none of the heterosexuals or cisgender individuals are showcased in the film. Okay. So it's nothing but of the LGBTQ plus community. And I think that's I thought that was a good look. The one thing that I was happy to see was Frida was showcased a few times in Break My Soul. But I do think it would have been nice. I still think it would have been nice that Big Frida would have been on stage, not I know that Big Frida was at the Louisiana shows and was sitting next to the stage, but it would have been nice if Big Frida would have performed. Now, I don't know the stipulation behind, I don't know, it could have been made, whatever. But I think that would have just set it off. I love that she gave a comment here about how this was okay. She talked about how there's three different sets, three different stages. And each stage, so there, as one is being built, the next one's being built. So by the time that she gets to by the time she gets to one show and they're still putting it together, the other one's already started. So they're rebuilding it. This one, I think the SoFi Stadium does have a roof. So she was making the thing saying how it's more difficult when you are in stadiums that do not have roofs. SoFi has a roof. But anyway, I thought it was really interesting how she was talking about the portal here, how everything is put together by frame, and how the stage direction, see how this is, each panel is frame by frame put together. So it's hand put together, which makes it really even more dope. And here's an even better picture of this. The one thing that she said was that there are more women who worked on this show. And I thought that was really, really cool. Okay, so I want to show you the first night, first of all. It was not in the film. This was not in the film. It did not make it to the film. But look at this hat, yo. Look at the hat. The hat is fire. You're like, where can I get a hat? So the film opens up just like just like um um just like the concert, so Dangerously in Love and Flaws and All. So but in the film, okay, I'm gonna skip some, yo. Okay, this is us during the concert. By this time, I'm sweaty. But I took my kids, and this was the second night, right? And so notice my daughter has my hat on. This is me without the kids. This is all three of us, and my and this is our seats, and this is a better picture looking at it from the front. I'm going to say that this was her birthday night, so a lot of us is in this film. from this night, but I'm going to make it clear the DJ was not very good. I know that people didn't like DJ Khaled for a number of reasons, but DJ Khaled knows one thing. He knows how to hype up a crowd, okay? So before she comes in Dangerously in Love, this is kind of what you get when you look at the beginning of it, right? So this is what you get to see. And this is when you know Dangerously in Love is she's coming out. Okay, so this is what you do see in the beginning of the film. You get to see her singing Dangerously in Love for sure. But, and I have a lot of these pictures. My daughter took a lot of pictures. I think that what made this really, really work very well is she gave a beautiful speech after, and then she sings. She also sung a little bit. She incorporated T and Tamara's song because they were part of a group, and they incorporated that too. Anyway, she gives a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful speech. This is the thing that I thought was really wonderful is she was really able to, okay, at the concert, you really don't get to see, you see this and it looks cool. It really does. Like it really looks cool. But the thing that I thought was really, and I'm going to flip through, I wish I could just go. I wish I could just flip through it. But anyway, the thing that I think is really cool about this is that I'm going to just go. You probably don't want to see too much of these, but it looks cool in person for sure, but it looks so much better on film. And the reason why is because this is coming at you like this. These images are coming at you in the beginning and or right after flaws and all. And oh no, I'm not doing that. And then it leads to this picture. And so when you're looking and you're going through like this machine, it's trying to take you through this machine kind of voyage thing. And they do it so well on the film because they do want you to see what it looks like from the concert side, but then they zoom in so that you can kind of see it as it's happening from the film side that leads you to this picture. And I think it does such an excellent job. I think the biggest thing that is so terrific about this whole thing is that she was able to make you as a person, as an audience member, experience something completely different than when you are actually physically in the watching it on film. So you can, and as a person who is there, you do get the sense that you're like, okay, there are some moments here. It looks cool, but I know that some of these moves, there are times where she's looking up completely and she's doing all these extra moves as she's looking up, and you're thinking, this looks interesting, but we don't get to see how interesting this will be, like, because she's constantly thinking of filming where the camera is plus the audience. So she's like doing two things at once, which is unbelievable, really. And it leads you to this, and then it leads you to this here that will then take you to that girl. I'm trying to flip through so that you can kind of get a glimpse of this a bit, and then let's see, because I am not playing a video. I just want you to know that it does get you to here, and then it gets you here. And then as this comes out, it leads you to I'm that girl. And this is the thing that people were a little annoyed by, which I can get, because what it did not get you into is you didn't get to see this part. So yeah, there are some things that were absolutely cut out for sure. It's 2 hours and 48 minutes. And so these parts here where she's singing, where she's transitioning from I'm that girl to um before she gets to before she gets to cozy, uh you don't get to see this part. And then it does take you to this, which, first of all, the glasses are fly, right? And um, I absolutely love how this is before this is cozy, and then all of this is oh, nope, 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 nope. No, we're not doing videos. We're not doing videos. But we get to cozy, and which I was actually pleasantly surprised in the film that she does a lot of longer transition of seeing the film part. So I thought that that was pretty interesting. Um and so you do get to see this part, but you do get to see this. This is where I thought was really fascinating. One of my favorite parts of the thing is Alien Superstar. And um in Arizona, Alien Superstar had a glitch. And so therefore it caused people to like the sound turn completely off. She walks off stage, she comes back into a costume change and goes off. And it was completely flawless and made people feel like, is this really what she wanted to do? Did she really intend on doing it? I'm not sure if she planned on doing it. And she embodied that for sure. Now, this is when she gets to do, she did this outfit, which did make it to the film. And this outfit was for Cuff It. So this was a really nice little Cuff It. It did not, this, uh, okay, so Cuff It, which then leads to energy, which then leads to, um, uh, uh, why can I not think of the name? Why is the name escaping me? Um, energy leads to break my soul. Yes. She does not use that outfit for break my soul. Um, let me see. I'm gonna go back to the other night and let me see. Yeah, I did take pictures of, this is the break my soul part. Because I did do a video for Break My Soul that did not make it also into the film. Energy or Break My Soul in that outfit, in either outfit, did not make it. Primarily New Orleans made it because New Orleans did the best mute challenge for sure. But I would have thought that they may have used this one for formation. They did not use LA's formation at all. I thought that was an injustice. Formation is by far one of my favorite songs. Like I just really, but anyway, my point is that I thought it was really nice that she showed the imperfection. Um, and I thought that that was really, really important. This is formation. She did use this formation, a little bit of this formation in this one. I hope you can't hear my son. Uh, I'm taping, but whatever. Um, She does not use this one for blue at all. I didn't think, yeah. So blue was in silver. She uses the one where from Houston for sure. And she uses a bit, yeah, mostly the one from Houston, but I can't remember where the red one. She does use this birthday in the film. So you did get to see the birthday. And of course, she's going to use Diana Ross. Diana Ross was in the film. Let's go back to blue for a second. I am mystified by, I guess I got in a Twitter argument because people took the quote by saying that that Beyonce let her do it, even though she didn't want her to do it. And I love the part where she's like, when she first got on stage and she saw a glimpse of her daughter rising up, she was just like, what did I do? Why did I say yes? I'm not for this. And it made me catch myself in a second because a lot of times we forget that these people are human. And you talk about my baby who's 11. My baby and her baby are the same age. And the way they dragged her because of the way she looks, because of her hair, they talked about so she already has been dragged since the day she was born. People saying that she didn't even have a baby, which is one of the reasons why her and Wendy Williams, when she had her TV show, was trying to kiss up to Beyonce. But how you gonna do that when you did 10 toes down Wendy Williams talking about that she wasn't really pregnant? All of these little shady things that they've been saying about Beyonce's daughter, I'm sure, like, as a mom, come at me, cool. But when you start coming at my baby, I'm going to take names. And so I can understand the hesitation by being like, I am putting my baby out here for 60,000, 60,000, 70,000 people, and then millions of people around the world to judge her. And people judged her. Even I've had people that I know personally was saying how stiff she was or whatever. And I'm like, she's a baby. And they'd be like, well, she's on stage with Beyonce. She's a baby. And let me tell you, if I were to talk about your child being underperforming to your expectations, and if I talked about your child like a dog, I'm letting you know you'd be wanting to fight me. But Beyonce and Jay-Z are billionaires and they not gonna fight you. They just block you and ban you and never want to be around you. Right. And so she was like, I was annoyed that she had access to the internet and saw what some people had said. And this is what people, when I said that how you guys are judging this girl, she did a great job from day one to day end. She did a great job, stiff and all at times, hesitant at all at times. She practiced harder. She didn't take the negativity and made it sad. People were like, she grew from it. She didn't take the negativity. Okay, let me explain something to you. I don't care what she did to the negativity. No mother wants their child to be criticized by some strangers who are not coming from good places. Y'all weren't buying tickets. Y'all weren't fans. Y'all weren't putting out Love Blue. Y'all weren't doing showing up to the concerts with posters. Y'all weren't giving her hearts. Y'all weren't cheering her. As a person who went, the Beehive was cheering her constantly, and we were not criticizing her. It was loudest when she came on stage, both nights. She was wonderful. She was wonderful the first time that I saw her. When she first hopped on stage, she was improving from wonderful. And I'm going to say that because Most 11-year-olds are not going to be good with getting on stage with Beyonce and rocking it in front of 50 to 70,000 people. Most adolescents are not going to do that. Pinpoint blank, period. And so Beyonce was annoyed that she even heard any of the negativity. And she made that perfectly clear. So I don't know what people are hearing, trying to make themselves feel better about talking about a child. But I'm letting you know, you can't make yourself feel better about talking about a child. If you want to rationalize it in your warped sense of brain, fine, do it. But it's unnecessary. It's uncalled for. I don't like it. And that's the mama bear in me. I'm going to say that I watched this part. I love seeing Jay-Z cheer. Jay-Z made a couple statements to encourage her, to be like how proud he was of her, hugged her. I loved it. I literally was crying for her. And I was just thinking, because I'm thinking about like how I get proud of how my child wants to be in my space, both of my kids. But mostly like my daughter wants to be in my space. She wants to she doesn't want my career, but she wants some aspects of my career and likes to kind of travel and trying to grasp onto some things that I do and trying to find her space in the things that I do. She definitely doesn't want to be a professor, but she definitely likes the idea of the traveling, of the preparing, of the writing, of the creativity of the things that I do. Right. And so she just loved that. So I just want to put that out there. Diana Ross was lovely. And of course, that we are here. She did take this part from here. I was kind of surprised that she didn't use any of the silver. They only did the pictures of her in this color and her in red, not the silver either. So I thought that was kind of interesting too. This was in the video, in the film. I thought, plus the blue one, and then plus I think the red one. And this is good. I enjoyed it. And this is the one where she sings, and someone took a film of her seeing Jay-Z, that part. I thought that was kind of interesting. Now, of course, she does go into she doesn't cut any of the songs out in the transitions of that. She also goes into singing Thick, which not everyone was able to see that. So it's kind of an interesting thing here. Okay. So I love this. America Has a Problem is like my favorite thing. And I'm going to see if I can show this without playing. Yes. Okay. Kendrick Lamar is in it. They fixed the audio. In real life, half of the audio you couldn't hear until he said honorary beehive. And then the place went crazy. So they did fix the audio, which was cool. But she was grooving and she was acting like she could hear. And then you had that going. And then, Honey for sure. Okay, so I guess let's just stop share for me. I did like some more aspects of the film that I do like where she talks about how Black women, how she still gets ignored. And you're thinking all this time that you're still second guessing her, still doubting her, and still don't think that she knows her research. And she continues to keep proving them wrong. They tell her that she can't do something, and she's like, yeah, you can. And it does exist, and you need to figure it out. Um, she gets to the end, she's like, "Yeah, I don't have anything to prove to anybody." She had knee surgery, she's had a lot of obstacles with putting Renaissance out and just putting it was a 4 years of planning for this, and I thought that was really important, taking some nice breaks. I love how Blue is like, "Girl, go to bed, get some rest." I felt encouraged, rejuvenated, um, with my own projects I need to get working on. I just been in such a rut and I need to push myself out of this and get back onto more of the grind because I have some I don't even want to talk about my goals anymore. Like I just need to execute more of them. And which means enlarging myself, going out of myself. Um yeah, I'm just really, really excited for possibilities, right? And I think that the beauty of this is this idea of possibilities. Now, the last thing I'm going to leave you with is she talks about how, I mean, one of the reasons, like when I first heard Renaissance album, I was like, okay, this is different. And one of the things that stood out to me is a lack of, like, the lyrics sometimes doesn't, one line doesn't match the next line. And I thought that I was like, "Oh, this is kinda a different thing from most of her music, because there really isn't a generalized theme." And I thought and so she mentions that where she's like, "Look, I'm trying to sometimes is not" she's like, "This is supposed to songs each song isn't supposed to have always have makes sense." And so the album is about creating a vibe and a moment, and it is not about making cohesive statements and sense. So the message, the whole overall message of the album is a good time and a vibe. And I think she's accomplished that tremendously. Um, I love how at the end, Jay-Z has literally become a fixture in this album because usually Jay-Z is somewhere. And the fact that he is nowhere, he is in the background completely. So Rumi, Blue, and Jay-Z all have credits for filmography. Her mom gets a credit for costume fashion designer. I'm like, the son don't get nothing. But anyway, um, as I'm writing my book, and I'm going to finish that up, I promise you, and turn this more into book proposals. I'm finishing the book and then chopping it up to do book proposals. Um, to see if I get it published. If not, I'll just self-publish it myself. Um, because it's still going to be about the trio, because I call it the because I do call it this trio and dynasty of the three albums and this trilogy. But I am thinking of doing the follow-up book on Renaissance because it's really an experience that is hard to put into words why it resonated so much. And if you look at Homecoming and Renaissance films, both of them are very good at editing. I think the only thing that makes Renaissance, and I don't like that even the comparison because the vibe of Homecoming was young Black people who was able to have a collegiate experience, this just this over the top young energy, young Black energy to showcase young Black talent. This was about inclusiveness, free, and love. And you got that in so many ways. And so people gravitated to the love, freeness, and the cohesiveness of this album, that there was no sadness anywhere. It was just celebration of self and collectivity and community. And it made it the vibe of the Renaissance film so different. And just the vision of doing two things at once so that you can experience it. If you're with there presently, it was a different experience than if you see the film. Not just from the back stuff, but just the physical sitting and being in those moments was different. And I thought that is so genius. So I'm not sure if it'll win an award, but I do think that it should. I think Homecoming should have won an award for editing. But I think this could win an award, but I think it needs to be put into perspective of the concert itself. So people who attended the concert and then see the film and seeing how interconnected they were, not because you're just showing angles of the film. No, that's not what happened. Of the showing angles of the film that happened at the concert. It was actually really more than that. It was so meticulously detailed. And I know she had words in her nails or letters in her nails. I really hope that you watch it. And even if you don't like Beyonce, I think that there's much to learn from editing, and there's much to learn from passion, meticulous working, strong work ethic that, we all can pick up a lesson or two from. Bye.